My name's Jenny Redding, and I'm here to recommend Dr. Deutsch, but I want to tell you first about what brought me to Dr. Deutsch in the first place. I've had migraines all my life, ever since I was 8 years old, and they're a particular kind of migraine. They're called hemiplegic migraines. They make me go blind, and I can't speak, and I can't write. I'm left-handed, I can't write. And I have incredible pain for hours and hours. So in January, I had a series of these migraines that were like 3 a day. I woke up with them, I went to sleep with them, I was in constant pain. I was going to the emergency room a lot. Well, they just couldn't help me, and they said, "We can't help you. There's nothing we can do. Go home." So I was at my wit's end. I didn't know what to do. And a friend of mine said she knew Dr. Deutsch, and why don't you check him out? So I did. And I came to see him, and within 3 visits, my migraines stopped, and he showed me different ways how I could take control of my own migraines. So every day I do the meditation that he showed me, and I do the Qigong exercises that it doesn't take that long to do them. And then he gave me some books to read, so I read them and got the principles out of them and do the affirmations every day. And what do you know? I'm able to control my migraines. I don't get them once in a while. If I eat something bad, I get them. But they're explainable and controllable. I remember very clearly that first visit I had with Dr. Deutsch. It was so interesting. Because the very first thing he said to me, he gave me an index card. And he said, "Draw how you feel." Well, I'm a person that has never drawn in my life. It's never occurred to me. My mother told me not to draw, so I never even doodled. Well, that happened, and I drew a dead tree because that's how I was feeling at the time. Now, the other thing he asked me, and it was significant, he said, "Why do you have your migraines?" And I thought, why do I have my migraines? What do you mean? Why do I have my migraines? Why do I choose to have migraines? It just didn't make sense. But then I started thinking, and he got me thinking about the very first migraine I ever had. And it turns out, I chose to have them because when I was a kid, I needed a break. I was a workaholic even as an 8-year-old. And that's the way I got my break. I go to sleep. Hey, I have to go to sleep if I have a migraine. So he showed me this and a number of other things. The treatment with Dr. Deutsch goes on. And with my mother, my relationship with my mother, and he brought me around to thinking that I could finally give up all those clothes. My mother passed away about 10 years ago, and I had a closet full of her clothes. And every time I went into this room, I could smell her presence, in the clothes. These were not clothes that I would wear. They were not clothes I wanted. I'm not even the right size anymore. So why did I have these clothes? I was holding on to them. And he got me through counseling and just talking about it to give up these clothes. There were 11 bags of clothes. Now, the day that I got rid of those clothes, the other thing he asked me in the first visit, he said, I gave him that dead tree, and he said, "I look forward to seeing your paintings." I thought, what? I've never drawn. I've never painted. What are you talking about? Well, I felt like I had to then paint. Okay, I'll do some paintings. Well, the day after I got rid of my mom's clothes, I started painting. And I haven't stopped. Let me tell you, it's 6 months later, and I'm painting. Like a crazy woman, I am painting. I feel so centered, so good. I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm energetic, I'm happy, I'm relaxed, all these wonderful things. And it's from the treatment with Dr. Deutsch. He does all kinds of angles. He does the counseling angle, he does the physical angle with the energy balancing, he does meditation, exercises, books so that your mind is engaged as well. I mean, I am so excited about this work with Dr. Deutsch. I can't say enough about him. And life is good now. Life is really good for me, and it's because of my work with him. My work with him. He works with you and helps you handle the challenges that come up.
It sounds like besides the migraines, other parts of your life and your well-being has also been touched upon. Would you like to?
Yeah, sure. 3 years ago, I had a disease that they have been unable to diagnose. And it came from working under a real stressful environment at my school. I'm in the politics and everything, and it gets really stressful. So I got this disease, and this disease caused pneumonia. And it's an autoimmune disorder. They know that. And I get skin ailments, and I get asthma, and there's all these things that come with it. And Dr. Deutsch has helped me address those one at a time. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm Humpty Dumpty, and he's putting me back together again, a piece at a time. And lately, for instance, I hurt my knee. I've had a long-standing anterior cruciate ligament knee problem. In 1996, I had that reconstructed. And in December, my knee I stretched the ACL, and I thought, well, that's it. I have to have surgery again now because, I can't walk. My knee is not stable. So the last visit, I just happened to mention this to Dr. Deutsch. And what do you know? He goes to work on the knee in a way that no one's ever even touched my knee the way he did. And he said he took all of this stuff, this emotional goo out of it or whatever. I don't even know. But hey, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. I have not had no pain in my knee since 1996. I heard it in 1980. 1980 was when this pain began. I just thought that's the way life is. You have knee problems, it's going to hurt every day, all the time. I just thought that's the way it was. And you know what? It's not. It's not. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. He took it out, pain's gone. What does that mean? That means I can move now. What a great thing. I can move. I used to play tennis. Maybe I'll be able to get back to that. Well, so this is just a tip of the iceberg. I could keep talking for hours about Dr. Deutsch because it really is one piece at a time. Could be physical, could be spiritual, could be mental. I mean, it's just amazing.
Thank you, Jenny. And one last question. Would you recommend Dr. Deutsch to others?
Absolutely. I mean, duh. Of course I'd recommend Dr. Deutsch. He's fantastic. What a healer. A true healer. How many times in your life have you met a true healer? Well, I have to say, after all the doctors I've seen, all the people I've seen about all the different things that have gone wrong with me in my life, this man is the first healer I've ever met. They've thrown drugs at me. They've thrown therapies at me. I am speechless with how good this guy is. He's fantastic. And I couldn't recommend him more highly.
Thank you so much.